My name is Sean Luginski. I'm 21 years old. I am from like Trenton, Princeton area, New Jersey, Central Jersey. Come from a big family, I guess nowadays. I mean, I have 5 sisters, no brothers, so I'm the second oldest. Growing up was pretty hectic, but you know, because of how I was raised, you know, I feel like I became a better person, and my mom's really religious. That is a big factor into my life, kind of more recently than before, which is a good thing. Having 6 kids, and for a while when my mom was having these kids, she wasn't working. You know, and I guess the normal stereotype, the father would provide for the family, the mom would stay home, and so and so. Well, that changed for us pretty quickly. My dad, you know, he had a fine job, and then I guess they were, I don't know, either, you know, got fired from that, or they closed, or I was too young to remember. All I know is that it was like from, I don't know, it was a long time that we were struggling. My dad, at one point in time, my dad was out of work for like, it was like 6 or 9 months. I forget exactly which, but it was right before September 11th when that happened. And then, like I said, my dad had been out. Of course he was looking for a job. He was either too qualified or too underqualified for the certain position. Growing up, it was difficult. You know, I always had hand-me-downs for clothes to wear. You know, a couple sizes too big, and it didn't bother me much. But being the only boy, that was tough too. Taking care of a lot of the boy chores, as you would think, mowing the lawn and you know, taking out the garbage cans, and I mean, you know, we had our tough spells, and you know, my mom always tried to shield us from it, so that, you know, of course we were oblivious to it anyway. Being 8 years old, running around, you have no idea that there's bills and all this stuff. But as I was growing up, I would ask my mom more and more, because I started getting curious, and I wanted to be. I remember, like, I wanted to be more considerate. I remember, like, as a little kid, like, always asking for a remote control helicopter for Christmas. Always, like, yearly, I would ask for a remote control helicopter, and I never got it. And then when I wouldn't get it, I would get all angry, like, man, Santa never brings me the remote control helicopter. And like, I would get these, like, you know, like, I would get a helicopter like model, you know, but it wasn't a remote. It didn't like fly or anything. So, you know, I'd be all upset as a little kid, not knowing that, you know, my parents are poor. Like, we were kind of poor, so of course they can't afford that. And like, so as I was getting a little older, I wanted to understand more. Was every morning we would get picked up in the cattle car. The guy would drive around each house, pick us all up, and we would play a little soccer for a little bit, and then we would go. We went to just outside the little town. There was some, like, I guess rec center type of area, and each. Like, my program was a week long, and so we would pick up where the group before us left off at helping on build such things as what we were working on was building a handicap bathroom, like a bathroom, you know, for handicap. Mixing cement, you know, digging the holes. It wasn't like we were putting the tile on. We hadn't gotten that far yet. We had just gotten a nice long, like, big ditch for the piping. One of the guys there that, like, also, who lived in Costa Rica, one of the Costa Ricans that was also helping us. He was like laying out the leveling and like how big it was going to be, and we're mixing cement, like scooping it into the block that we had going. It was pretty cool. I never got to see the finished product, but as my week was up, the next week another group came in and continued working and building on such things like that. We also built up the soccer field. I remember we were like the bleachers and the gate and all that. We were painting. It was a little rundown looking. So one day we were all painting, and that was fun in and of itself. Painting a fence, like the wire fences. So, and then we had little spots of paint all over us from just like constantly painting like. Little wire fences, and then, but it made a difference. It was pretty cool to say like, hey, yesterday we painted that whole long fence, where the stands would be. That was pretty cool. Also, we helped, like what they said was help teach English in little elementary schools, and it wasn't necessarily we went in there, thinking we were teachers, trying to teach these little kids, but it was pretty cool. We went into I guess there were probably 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, along that range in elementary school, and we helped with them. I remember like they were making cards of some sort, and one little kid asked me to draw like an elephant, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh man, like I don't know how to draw an elephant, so I did my best, and then he loved it. So the next little girl came running over, wanted me to draw an elephant on her paper. So then I'm drawing an elephant on her paper, and I guess and then everybody's running around, and it just felt so nice that they're all looking up to you, like, and you're really like making a difference in their day, just so that they could smile about people from America that are coming into their schools to help them, and they spoke like a little bit of English, and me, I barely spoke Spanish, so I mean that even shows you right there, like at the elementary school level, they're learning English. I mean, of course nowadays, but just like we should be learning Spanish nowadays, but helping the little kids was pretty cool too. Afterwards, they put on a little show for us, which was cool. They had some type of play that they were working on, all dressed up, and the little like dresses so when they dance it would flail open and spin around, and that was pretty cool, and they that was enjoyable to watch. And we also watched like during recess. We played with them during their recess, and they love soccer, the little ticos and ticas, that's what they're called. Like even at such a young age, like on the asphalt, running around playing soccer, and that was fun because they would, they'd kick you the ball, all excited you're there with them, running around with them, and it was such a cool experience because I mean, not only was I, mixing cement and painting fences, I was like inside a little an elementary school with these little kids, like helping them as well, and it was such it was a really fun trip. I really enjoyed it, and it felt amazing yourself to know that you're like helping somebody out there like across the world, but yet you're like the teenager that you are, you're doing something larger than life right there. It's pretty cool. Five in the morning, wake up, and my mom would drive me there. And working at the food bank felt pretty rewarding too, because there I was, 13 years old, you know, unloading trucks full of, like, the vegetable trucks would come in with all sorts of, like, loads of, like, you know, your vegetables and like the like those type of products that would come from a farm, you know, that you got to keep fresh every day. So we would have to unload them and, like, break them down. Also, we would hand out, you know, like for the food bank, like what it was, you know, for the underprivileged, I mean, the people with money problems, anyone that if you were helping them by giving them a jar of jelly, a thing of peanut butter, a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, like once a week to give them to those people. Again, for those people, it meant a lot for them, because thinking about it, I mean, trying to, you know, when you don't have 2 cents to rub together, and you know you got to provide and provide for your family and feed your family. I mean, that right there was a great help. Yeah, I would love to pick another, just spin the globe and put your finger down and say, all right, I'd like to go there and have a purpose, you know, make a difference, and actually touch people's lives, you know, like you're making them so much happier, and at the same time you're getting the same thing out of it. It's pretty cool.